The days in the run-up to the union budget always evokes mixed feelings amongst citizens. There are new hopes, new expectations, as well as there are perhaps familiar fears of what new proposals of taxation might bring. This year in particular, the finance minister is faced with tough economic climate. There are three problems as I see it at this point in time. A very high fiscal deficit, which the finance minister has promised to bring down. The persistent high inflation and the exceedingly high current account deficit, that is the difference between basically India's imports and exports, which is running way higher than the ideal 2.5% of GDP, which most traditional economists say is a deficit, current account deficit that India can afford. The current account deficit can be bridged largely and in a significantly lasting way if foreign direct investment flows to India. And therefore, everyone watches with interest what new proposals or policy reforms the finance minister will unveil in the areas of foreign direct investment encouragement. Quite a few of these areas have already been under discussion. The parliamentary nod is still awaited. It was in October 2012 that the cap to raise the foreign direct investment in the insurance sector and the pension sector was approved by a cabinet committee, and it was resolved that the foreign direct investment cap would be increased from 26% to 49%. Perhaps it's time that along with the budget proposals, these proposals of increasing the FDI limits to 49% from 26% in the insurance and the pension sectors are also put before Parliament. There is some clarity required on the retail sector. Recent press reports suggest that government might consider dilution of the 30% domestic sourcing mandatory condition. This is sorely needed and urgently needed if we were to attract significant retail players to come to India. So one hopes there will be some quick clarity on that. There is some amount of confusion in the pharmaceutical sector into what is greenfield and brownfield expansion and investments. While greenfield are under the automatic route, brownfield or investments in existing companies is still subject to FIPB approval. These distinctions need to be removed, and possibly the pharmaceutical sector needs to be put back completely on the automatic approval route. There is also hope that this new finance bill will bring some more light on the long delayed direct taxes code, which promised to be a facelift on the Income Tax Act, which has stood today for about 50 years plus. So one is hoping for some clarity on that. Goods and services tax also continues to be a work in progress item, though recently there has been some movement forward with the two committees being set up to dwell upon and converge and present their findings to the finance ministry. So clearly there is a lot to be done on the foreign direct investment policy. The regulatory reforms, etc. need to be ushered in at a faster pace. Not what to speak of the land acquisition bill, which today is not even on the agenda and nobody is talking about it, but that too is an urgently needed reform if significant foreign direct investment is to flow in. Summing up, I believe that the finance minister has a lot on his plate, but I am confident that given his sagacity, his wisdom, experience and sharp mind and intellect, he will not disappoint and he will deliver a budget which can lead India onto a path of sustainable and inclusive growth.